Whoever said black girls are not allowed to be introverts was not lying.
What is it about an introverted black woman in the workplace that disturbs y'all so much?
How about being tone police even when silent? My silence also is an attitude.
Why is it that black women aren't allowed to be introverted at work?
We not allowed to just sit back and be cute and be cool. We gotta always want to tell our business and kiki and haha and perform for y'all.
Black women on TikTok are upset because they are being frowned upon at their place of work for being introverted. Why is it that black women are expected to always be loud and ghetto? Well, let's talk about it, baby. Let's talk about it. It's your girl, Taylor Patrice, and welcome to another episode of Let's Talk About It, baby. Let's talk about it. A place where we talk about the foolery that goes on the www. That's right, the World Wide Web. And today we have a lot to unpack here. Recently, every time I get on TikTok, I see a new video of a black woman talking about her experiences of being an introvert. And as I listen to the video, I think, yes, baby, because I can relate. Now, you're probably wondering, like, well, how the hell can you relate, Taylor? You're not shy. And you're right, because I'm not necessarily shy. However, depending on the setting, your girl can be kind of lax. And often that chill girl that gets mistaken as an introvert. And being that I'm a woman of a darker complexion, that can be mistaken as annoyed or mean. And that's why we're here today, to discuss why aren't black women allowed to be introverted. How many of you watching this video right now get comments like, oh, when I first met you, I thought that you were going to be mean, or why do you look like that? Or my favorite that my mom used to tell me all the time was, fix your face. You're too pretty to look like that. And I remember when she would tell me that shit, I would sit and think like, damn, am I really frowning? Because in my head, I look like this. But she was making it seem like I look like this. Black women all over the world agree that the experience of being an introverted black woman is a pretty horrible one. And I wanted to know where this way of thinking came from. So I did a little research. I think that the first question that comes to mind is, why are black women expected to be so loud and ghetto all the damn time? Now, obviously, there are many reasons as to why this is the way it is. But I believe that the main reason is because how black women are portrayed in media. Black women are often portrayed as very loud, ghetto, and over-opinionated when it comes to media. The angry black woman is basically used as a template to represent all black women. There are 3 stereotypes of black women that are portrayed in media: the mammy, the Jezebel, and the sapphire. The mammy is usually a maid, but someone who is taking care of the family. She is asexual and typically doesn't have a life of her own. She is placed there to put away her own goals and desires for white families. The Jezebel is typically over-sexualized. Her only power is in her body and in the influence that she has over men. And the sapphire is probably the most common one that we see today. Typically the strong black woman that emasculates her husband or any man she's around. The angry black woman. So when you go against the grain of what media is portraying all the damn time, it makes people lift their eyebrow at you, and not in a positive way. The stereotypes that I mentioned go all the way back. I'm talking back when film was black and white. But one stereotype that they did not mention is the sassy black girl. This black woman typically is the best friend of a white main character. She plays the sassy black girl that always has her white besties back and doesn't take shit from anyone. Now, growing up watching things like this, I didn't really look that deep into it. But for me personally, I also wasn't raising myself. My family did not rely on TV and media to raise me. So for those who are raised by television, or to the white people that didn't grow up around black people, this was their only depiction of a black woman. Now, do you see how that could be a problem? Although I do believe that a lot of Hollywood has a hidden agenda when it comes to how they portray black women, I also believe that the Tyler Perrys and the Martin Lawrences of the world didn't necessarily have ill intent when it came to them creating their shows and movies. I think that they were just following the trend and doing what worked. You know, doing anything for clout, doing anything for clout, And I'm not even gonna lie, the black community was eating that shit up, including your girl. But that shit backfired on our asses, especially black women. What was once funny or inspirational in black film, it's now feeding into a stereotype that not only makes white people look at black women in a negative light, but also black men look at black women in a negative light. In my opinion, the many black movies and shows that we all love, and many of black men dressing up as black women, being loud, ghetto, and ratchet, actually does black women more harm than good, and are affecting black women's day-to-day experiences.
I gotta tell y'all what happened to me at work today, but before I tell y'all, I have a question. What is it about an introverted black woman in the workplace that disturbs y'all so much? And when I say y'all, I mean some of y'all white people. Now, I said some, not all, so if it don't apply, let it fly. And if you feel like being slick, go and leave a comment because I have time today. I understand that black women, we have a stereotype and a narrative about ourselves in the workplace that we're very loud, we gossip, we like to be in people's business. I get that, but that does not pertain to everybody, and it doesn't pertain to me. I learned my lesson a long time ago. I don't fraternize with people that I work with, so there's never a time or a place that you're going to hear me say, hey, let's hang out, let's be friends, let's exchange numbers. I don't care about your grandkids, your kids, what you had got going this weekend, what you throwing on that grill. That's not my business, and I have no plans on sharing my life with you. I'm just going to be honest. It's hello, goodbye, good afternoon. I'm probably not even going to ask you how you're doing because that's not my business. But anyway, my manager approached me today. She said, Jamise, can I talk to you for a minute? Yeah, what's up? Well, some of your coworkers seem to think that you're a racist because you're not friendly to them at work and you don't talk to them at work. My only response was, okay, because I don't give a fuck. The first thing y'all gonna do, y'all gonna use that white privilege. Y'all use y'all white privilege the minute that y'all had a chance to, because I don't want to be y'all friend. Black women can't win for losing. Even when we quiet, we still bothering y'all. And y'all wonder why we don't deal with y'all in the workplace? It's the way you act. It's the way you act. Leave us the hell alone. Go to work, do your job, go home. All right? Don't worry about why nobody want to be your fucking friend, Becky. We don't have anything in common. And even if we did, I don't trust y'all. And that's exactly why. Go and get up out my face. I'm sick of y'all. We can't win. Black women cannot win.
How about being tone policed even when silent? My silence also is an attitude. Bruh, I cannot even tell y'all how many times I got this from so many supervisors, especially while I was in grad school. Like, oh, Shonda, you're too quiet. You're not engaging with the other students. You're not talkative enough. Like, what do y'all want me to do? Freestyle? I'm not about to sit here and talk when I have nothing to say. But then I was reading an article about this and it made so much sense. It's called Black Women Aren't Allowed to Be Introverted. I need y'all to look this up. The author's name is Sequoia Holmes, but listen to this one part. She said, as a self-identified introverted Black woman navigating mostly white spaces, I often find that my peers and coworkers have preconceived assumptions about who I am based on Black womanhood. When I fail to live up to the funny, entertaining, sassy Black woman stereotype, they're quick to assume my failure to entertain is because I don't like them. When I tell y'all, everything literally can be traced back to racism.
Why is it that Black women aren't allowed to be introverted at work? Why is there this?
Honestly, I believe as a society at large, we are conditioned to only perceive Black women in a particular way in a workforce and just in general, you know. And if you deviate outside of those norms, then you are seen in a negative way. It's never anything nice though, you know, like if you're quiet, then you're unfriendly, or if you're confident, then you can be seen as aggressive or disagreeable or not a team player. And, you know, it's not that you're soft, you know, you were not allowed to be soft spoken and worthy of protection at work or just in society, you know, because we're just so strong, you know, but you can't be too strong at work, you know. And you know, we always, you know, the code switching gets crazy, you know. We have to also at the same time be cognizant of how we say things and how we respond to certain microaggressions at work. You know, we have to always temper our responses, and it's just like, it's exhausting at times, you know. And I could think of a prime example of this. One time I was at work and there was this guy who came in for some financial software that we use. He was presenting a new module, And so there were a few of us assisting him. And he's going down the names of the people helping him. And then, you know, when he gets to me, he goes, "How do you say your name?" And I said, "It's Laki." Now, mind you, there are only 4 letters in my name. It's spelled L-A, capital K-I. I get it. Laki is a very unique name. You know, I've probably only heard it once my whole life. So I get it. It's a unique name, and that I'm sensitive to it. So I'm empathetic. So he goes, "Is it, how do you say it? Lakeisha? Laquita?" And I'm thinking like, oh boy, here we go. But I said it, I repeated it for him. "It's Laki." And so he just takes a beat, and then he goes, "Would it be okay if I, you know, just so that I'm comfortable, is it okay if I call you Lakeisha?" And before he could even complete his, I said, "Absolutely not." And then I could just hear my coworkers like slightly snickering in the background. And I'm thinking to myself, like, really? Now, mind you, I'm new, so it's not really like much I could say. Like, I really wanted to let him know just on the spot how disrespectful that is. But I was like, nope, I'm going to keep it cool, play it sweet, short and sweet. "It's Laki. I'm not here to suit your comforts, like changing my name. Like, you just met me. What are you talking about even?" I couldn't believe it. So, but it's just like situations like that. Like, you have to temper yourself because you really want to check him hard. But he was super embarrassed or whatever, couldn't apologize enough. And I'm thinking like, so you just walk around changing people's name to suit your comforts? But of course I didn't say anything because I'm like, you know, I didn't want the smoke. I didn't want the static, you know. We're in a box, and if you jump out that box, mad problems for us.
Whoever said Black girls are not allowed to be introverts was not lying. We not allowed to just sit back and be cute and be cool. We gotta always want to tell our business and kiki and haha and perform for y'all. I'm not gonna perform.
Can we talk about Black women being introverts for a minute? We're not allowed to be introverts, nor are we allowed to have social anxiety. People within our race think that we're weird, and people within other races think that we're aggressive. And it's hard to make friends as well because people can be very mean when you're not like them. And we often want friendships that are meaningful and not surface level. There is more than one way to being a Black woman, and we don't all have to play this life of the party caricature.
So how come nobody really talks about the traumatic experience of growing up shy, growing up introverted, growing up with social anxiety? Because every time I'm asked the question, do I have any friends, I do get triggered. Growing up, I've always been really shy, always had social anxiety, so I never made friends like that. And the friends that I did make, they were the wrong ones, and they always casted me aside eventually. Like, even down to when I was in, like, I want to say 3rd grade, I could not make any friends. And this might have been even 2nd grade, but anyways. And a teacher ended up asking 2 girls to play with me because I was alone and didn't have nobody to play with. And then years later in 9th grade, somebody brought that situation up and was laughing. So that was a very traumatic experience for me, for somebody to pick at me for being shy and having social anxiety and not being able to make friends. And so that has followed me even up to now. I'm 21, my adulthood, and I really don't have friends like that. And sometimes I do get down and like sad about it because as I'm getting older, there comes these events such as baby showers and weddings and stuff. And I won't have friends for neither. Like, I already know when I get married, I'm just going to have a private destination wedding. And it's just sad because I'm going to miss out on those fun, cute life experiences with other people. But other than that, like the other day I realized I really am my best friend. Like, I'm here for me 24/7. I pick myself up. I support me in every way possible, even down to my platform on here. But every now and then I do get sad and I think about all that stuff that I'm really going to miss out on eventually.
Skin Black girls can be introverted in peace because people swear you a stuck-up bitch that thinks she better than
because this is actually a valid take. When you happen to be dark-skinned and quiet, people that associate you with being stuck up or rude are subconsciously playing into stereotypes that Black women have to be loud and actually have to be social and chatty. Truly, there is this expectation that because you are a Black woman, you are supposed to be somewhat loud or even obnoxious. And because you don't cater cater to that expectation, you being quiet or introverted is somewhat associated with you being rude or judgmental and stuck up because you don't acquire to the regular stereotype. It's interesting because despite diversity extending onto physical appearances, there still seems to be its limitation when it comes to the personal expressions of others mentally, and that includes people's personalities. All because you are black and you are quiet, or at least don't tend to be the most socially outgoing, it doesn't mean that you are stuck up. And people that promote this perspective are inherently displaying stereotypical mentalities towards black people.
So next time you see that little black girl in her own little corner, her own little chair, try not to automatically put her in a box and assume she's being rude or a stuck-up bitch. Because maybe, just maybe, baby girl is just an introvert that's trying to read the room. So that's all I had for this video. I know it was a little short video, but it was something slight. Let me know if y'all like it. I would love to know what your experience is, so make sure that you put it in the comments down below. And don't forget to subscribe, girl, because we always have a lot to unpack here.